Thank you very much, Emma. Yes, welcome everyone inside Stamford Bridge on this Sunday afternoon in 2022. Liverpool and Chelsea preparing to lock horns again. And absolutely right, as Emma says, after Manchester City's victory yesterday, I'm sure many people will think that we're about to watch the two outsiders in what is now a one-horse race. But Karen Carney, nobody within the two clubs will be thinking that, will they? Chelsea and Liverpool, they will feel that they have to still have a chance in this race.
Yeah, like I said, this is a cup final, and that's why I'm hoping there'll be lots of goals, because someone has to come away with 3 points, because a draw's not good enough for either of them, and then whoever wins is in it, whoever loses is out really. There's no way they're catching Manchester City, so it's a must-win game for both teams. That's why I'm absolutely buzzing for it, and you can hear the atmosphere, the noise, the fans are as well, both home and away fans, so this should be a brilliant game, John.
Yes, Chelsea and Liverpool. Jordan Henderson and Cesar Azpilicueta have just completed the formalities in the centre circle. It's going to be Liverpool to kick off. Jordan Henderson just turns in the centre circle, claps his hands, urges on his teammates. Liverpool will play from left to right in the first half, so Chelsea attacking the shed stand to our left. Chelsea in the blue shirts, blue shorts and white socks, and Liverpool in the almost all red trim. So this is 5 Live on this Premier League Sunday. BBC Sounds as well, wherever you are on the move. And the World Service listeners have joined us as well, as the players are taking a knee here, and there's applause all around Stamford Bridge. Referee Anthony Taylor blows the whistle and the match begins. Chelsea in second, Liverpool in third, but as we know, Manchester City with now a hefty lead at the top of the table. City 11 points ahead of Chelsea and 12 above Liverpool. And a yellow card in the first few seconds for a challenge by Sadio Mane on Cesar Azpilicueta right out there on the far side. And actually the replay shows that Sadio Mane did lead with his arm there, his forearm, and catch Azpilicueta, who has gone down clutching his face, off the field. I think he's okay, he's back on his feet, but a yellow card for Sadio Mane.
Yeah, straight from the kick-off, it got set back, Konate's booted it long, and it's just gone in the air, and you're right, Sadio Mane's gone up with Azpilicueta and he's caught him with his left elbow, and he's got himself that yellow card, but again we're away.
Well, that's added a little bit of, as if this match between these two clubs needs any edge at all. There is not a great liking between the two sets of supporters. Mason Mount chases one down the right-hand side and gets a touch to it, but it bounces out of play for a throw-in to Liverpool in the left-back position. So Tsimikas is going to take this. Andy Robertson is also among the absentees today, completes his suspension after his sending off at Tottenham. Kovacic plays the ball through the inside left position, but Alexander-Arnold gets there first, plays it away, but he's given possession back to Chelsea and to Kovacic. Here's Alonso now on the left-hand side. Pass all the way back towards the left-hand side. Rudiger's ball into the edge of the area. Havertz, now Kante, into the edge of the box. Mount couldn't quite find a little pass through to Havertz. And Liverpool are able to clear it. Chelsea come again though. And then it's worked back to Kante. Kante, little chip, took a deflection on the edge of the area. Van Dijk was able to readjust and head it away. And Liverpool with Jota played forward towards Sadio Mane. Chalobah is there with him. He's challenged. Mane loses possession. Milner snaps in on the challenge on N'Golo Kante. What a tackle that was. Bounces down in the centre circle now, but Chelsea are back in possession. What a start this is. 0-0, but end to end. Here's Alonso now. Alonso angling back to Kovacic, has 3 Liverpool players around him. Alonso on the left-hand side near the corner flag. Here's the cross into the heels of Alexander-Arnold, and it loops behind for a Chelsea corner.
Wow, 2.5 minutes in and he's already started with some light energy, but Chelsea more front-footed, really started to press, be aggressive. They've won themselves a corner, but the wing-backs are key in this. You've already seen Azpilicueta's not afraid to get forward, and there Alonso was getting right forward, pushing the back four of Liverpool back, and you've got themselves a corner now for Chelsea.
Mason Mount just arrives, just walks calmly towards the corner flag, juggles the ball, pops it down, takes the corner, actually takes it back to Alonso. Alonso's ball in from the left flank is headed away by Milner on the edge of the area. Still some Chelsea supporters arriving at the ground. I guess they will know the news that Romelu Lukaku has been left out of both the team and indeed the match day squad by Thomas Tuchel after his comments in an interview with Italian television that surfaced this week. Alexander-Arnold now in the Liverpool left-back area. He clears it away downfield. It comes back to Fabinho in the middle of his own half. Fabinho turning the ball in field, but there's no one there in a red shirt, so Chelsea are back in possession. Pulisic, and then back to Kovacic, and all the way back to Thiago Silva. It's an important return for Chelsea. He was absent, returned to training. There seemed to be some doubt about whether he was going to be fit enough. The Brazilian, 37 years old now, but here he is in possession. It's a long pass down the right-hand side past Azpilicueta to chase. He attempted to pull it back to Pulisic, but delivered it straight to the feet of Alexander-Arnold. And Liverpool should clear. Henderson doesn't get it away though. Van Dijk nods it away near the edge of his own box, and Chelsea, who are dominating possession in the early moments. Here's Chalobah coming in on the right-hand side of the three central defenders. So Azpilicueta is the right wing-back. In fact, let me run you through the teams. I've not done that. Mendy in goal, Chalobah, Thiago Silva and Rudiger, the three central defenders, Azpilicueta and Alonso, the wing-backs, and Kante and Kovacic in the middle, Pulisic, Mount, and then Kai Havertz, ball out of play for a throw into Chelsea halfway inside their own half. And the Liverpool team, Kelleher in goal, Alisson is absent, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Tsimikas are the back four. Lovely turn from Thiago Silva away from Sadio Mane, they enjoyed that. Fabinho with Henderson and Milner in midfield, and then Salah, Jota and Mane up front. Mane already yellow carded. Here is Konate coming in. Konate takes the ball out towards the Liverpool left, and then gives Kelleher a pass which he clears downfield. Mane now, an early ball across to Salah. Mendy had to make the save, but he did. Rudiger went with Salah, but he was able to get the shot in. But Mendy, coming out of his 6-yard box, was able to make the save, diving to his right.
Yeah, look, early mistake from Chalobah. I said earlier, Mane and Chalobah's shot. Oh, here's Chelsea.
Ball played forward for Pulisic. Left corner of the penalty area, into the box. On his right foot now. Konate is there. Henderson coming back as well. And they were able to smuggle the ball away from Pulisic. And then Liverpool going to throw in halfway inside their own half, Karen.
I know Chelsea just had that Pulisic chance, but Henderson came back and denied that opportunity. But the other end there, though, was a mistake from Chalobah, and Mane was right onto it. Straight away, I thought he could have carried on a little bit more, but he's tried to play the early pass into Salah. I think Rudiger was there that denied the chance. He did get the connection, Salah, but not quite the connection he wanted, and Mendy there's pulled up a good save. But that was the battle I was talking about, John. Chalobah and Mane. I think if Mane can really get at Chalobah. Sometimes I've seen him a little bit nervous. He just needs to settle in the game, Chalobah.
Yep, so Chalobah, Sadio Mane running away and setting up Salah there, who has not scored in 4 Premier League appearances for Liverpool here at Stamford Bridge, which, remember, was one of his former clubs. Ball played forward for Chelsea. Alexander-Arnold comes across to in front of Pulisic, clears it. Oh, it's deflected back to Pulisic. Pulisic against Kelleher, who makes the save. Gets down at his feet, spread himself well. Kelleher coming in for the absent Alisson, and that's such an important contribution from the Irishman.
Wow, what a save from him. And they're in again now, Chelsea, John.
Another ball over the top for Chelsea, but Mount won't reach that. And Kelleher, who's getting a rousing reception. The goalkeeper, Quideen Kelleher, the 23-year-old, with Alisson, one of the 3 players having tested positive, that's the suspicion, and therefore not able to travel. So Kelleher coming in, and that's a real settler for him to make a stop like that.
Well, he's took Trent Alexander-Arnold out of a massive hole because it was his mistake. He was sweeping up, and all he had to do was clear his lines. He got dispossessed, and he's played across to Pulisic, and he's trying to take it round him. He's got time, takes it round him, but Kelleher gets a really good right hand to it and denies it. He's in a 1v1. Pulisic has to score it. Just the confidence isn't there, and we spoke about the confidence of Kelleher from his Carabao Cup performance. It's very confident and right behind the Liverpool fans who gave him, like you said, a massive cheer. Yeah. Rightly so. And
you're right, Karen, the Liverpool fans right there in the stand behind him at that end of the ground, the shed stand end, as Rudiger just slices the ball out of play halfway inside his own half for a Liverpool throw. So this is his 4th appearance of the season for the first team, Quideen Kelleher. He did play against Watford, remember, before Christmas when they won 5-0, and if I remember rightly, he barely had a touch of the ball in that match, but he'll have gained confidence from playing in the Carabao Cup last week, the penalty shootout win. Jota playing the ball across, Chalobah has cleared it to Mane, Mane scores! Liverpool are in front, and Sadio Mane brings his 9-match run without a goal to an end in the 9th minute here. Chelsea failing to clear their lines. Chalobah with a poor clearance. It fell to Mane, and Mane wasn't going to miss this one. He scored 2 here last season. He scored the first this season, and Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1 is the score.
Well, you never rule out Mane. Look, it's a horrible mistake from Chalobah. Called it, the battle between them, right on the money, and he's just not dealt with it. The ball came in, he's tried to head it. I don't know why he hasn't gone and cleared it with his left foot, just cleared his lines. Then it's fell to Mane. He's still got a lot of work to do, Mane. He's on the edge of the 18-yard box. He's got players coming around, the goalkeeper coming out to him. He controls it down. It's a difficult ball to bring down, and he takes it around the goalkeeper, Mendy. It's a great touch, and he's got the composure of his left foot to smash it. And there's a player on the line, says Aspilicueta as well, trying to stop it, but devastating on the counter Liverpool, and mistakes matter, and it's cost Chelsea massively.
Sadio Mane, before he goes off to join up with Senegal, scores his 10th goal of the season, and Liverpool lead 1-0, and now Chelsea bring it forward. They won a free kick for the challenge centrally. It was taken on through the middle by Pulisic. Liverpool players arriving either side of him. Down he went, but no free kick given by Anthony Taylor, who historically is not Chelsea's favourite referee.
It's funny, the Pulisic chance that he could have gone round the goalkeeper, and Kelleher made that save, showed that Pulisic wasn't confident. And even though Mane hasn't scored in 9, I still had that touch, that belief that he would finish it, and that's the difference, the 2 18-yard boxes and the 2 players in those moments.
As Chelsea play a ball forward, but that's way beyond anyone in a blue shirt, and Kelleher's got the ball at his feet, so what a dramatic start to the game on 5 Live, BBC Sounds and the World Service. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1, and Sadio Mane buried that, Karen, with some feeling after he missed the chance against Leicester last week when you would have expected him to score normally. This one he was not going to let away, but that's a poor clearance from Kelleher, the goalkeeper. Alonso heads it forward. Alonso's got it on the left-hand side for Chelsea, plays it infield. Kovacic on his right foot, 22 yards out, plays it behind Aspilicueta, who can't readjust, and the ball runs out of play for a Liverpool throw over there on the left.
Yeah, look, Mane, especially in the first 3 minutes as well, he's got a yellow card, and you're thinking, you know, is he concentrating? Is he? But I tell you what, his finish was brilliant, the composure as well. But just looking at Chelsea now, what's their reaction? I look at their front three, Mount, Havertz, Pulisic, and I actually feel for Pulisic because he's been pulled from pillar to post in so many different positions in this Chelsea side. When he needed to count and have that confidence in front of goal, it just wasn't there. And the same with Chalobah as well. So that's why I wasn't so confident about Chalobah and his 1v1 battle with Mane today. And
this one, the ball in the build-up to the goal, Jota's pass forward, just an awkward height for Chalobah, who's just outside the area. The other end, Rudiger crossing, but Kelleher's able to catch that, confident, positive, out of the 6-yard box, good handling. But the ball in the build-up to the goal, it was a low ball, round about thigh height, bounced in front of him. He could have cleared it. Instead he went to head it, missed it, and Mane was onto it in a flash. Milner snaps in with another challenge on Kante, the 2 number 7s. That's the second one of those, and that was a good tackle as well from Milner, but Alonso's got it back. Fabinho in with a challenge. That's a free kick, says referee Taylor. Home cheers. There's a lot of head tennis going on in this midfield. You know, neither team are really settling. They're both pressing each other, and neither midfield has really got a grip on the game just yet. So it's a free kick to Chelsea, but there's 5 minutes left between Leicester and Newcastle in the Premiership at Welford Road. Sarah Orchard.
Yeah, it's still Leicester 24, Newcastle 0. 5 minutes to play for Leicester to try and get that all-important bonus point try. They're top of the table, immaculate so far. They'd love that extra if they could. It's Leicester 24, Newcastle 0.
Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1 is the score here. Ball over the top to Chelsea. Alonso on the stretch, got a toe end to it, but couldn't bring it down, and the ball bounces away through and behind. for a goal kick.
That's where, I know it's that cliche, you miss Werner, you miss Lukaku, because Liverpool played at such a high line and the ball's over the top. They're just starting, just need more runs, and in this situation there, it was Alonso running from deep, he just couldn't get his contact on it, but that's the right type of ball. The ball's in behind, turning Konate and Virgil van Dijk. They want everything in front.
That's a poor ball from Milner. He's given it away. Mount on his right foot, slides in. Mount keeps his feet, gives it to Kante. Red shirts all around him, and he's been crowded out. Chimikas is able to play it back to Kelleher, who will clear out towards the far side, and it's a throw-in to Chelsea. Chalobah will take this. He's had some great moments this season, hasn't he, after unexpectedly coming in from almost nowhere, it seemed. Looked like he would go out on loan again, but played in the Super Cup in Belfast at the start of the season, and has been quite a big part of things.
He has, and I was speaking to someone about his journey from the academy, and I don't think the staff, obviously his brother was really, really well liked, thought highly of him. Sorry, John, over to you.
Yeah, Chelsea with Mount on the right hand side. Azpilicueta is there as well. Kante, Mount in tight area is able to give it back, and now it's taken on by Kante, but Chimikas is there and he's able to clear it away. Liverpool wanted a free kick. Mane went down. That's nice from Mount. Kante there as well. Kante on his left foot, left-footed ball across, a stooping header away by Konate. He was able to get the kind of clearance that Chalobah was unable to at the other end. Chelsea come again. Kante works the ball to the right-hand side, and then the pass forward from Azpilicueta is deflected out of play.
Now, I was saying about Chalobah, Chelsea obviously thought really highly of his brother, and he was there, and they probably didn't really anticipate his journey into the first team, but the header, you're right, the bounce into the goal was difficult, and I think if that was a Silva or Virgil van Dijk in Liverpool, they just put their foot through it, they don't try and head it, and that's just that experience. He's a very, very good player. Just that was always like a little bit concern against Mane today.
Yep, it's his 16th start of the season in all competitions for the 22-year-old Chalobah, but that's all part of becoming a top player, isn't it? Dealing with the mistakes that you will inevitably make. Chelsea coming forward. Here's Mount in the area. Lovely touch from him, but as he looked to cross it, Milner slid in. He is motivated for this game, James Milner, absolutely no question, and he tackled it behind.
Well, he's got a lot of running to do, because Chelsea, when they get the wing backs high in that position, Azpilicueta was high, they attack with 5, and obviously Liverpool have only got back 4, so Milner's got to come back, otherwise they're overloaded, and he did really, really well then, but that out ball for the right wing back, he's on all day for Chelsea.
Chelsea corner then from the far side, their right, in swinger to the near post, that's headed away. Jota gets a little touch to it, but Mount was in there tight. Chelsea again, Pulisic just outside the area. Pulisic works it over the top down the right to Mount, and the referee's brought it back for Jota has gone down. Was he caught late there by Mount? Felt like the ball had gone, and one or two players have gathered around. It's been given as a free kick to Liverpool. Azpilicueta is asking the question. Rudiger has joined in as well, and it is a free kick to Liverpool, and there's the challenge from Pulisic on. He just slid through after making contact with the ball. He caught the man as well, and it's a yellow card for Pulisic.
Yeah, he's won the ball, as you said, rightly so, John, but he's just caught Jota on the follow-through. I know it's very early, I know we're only 16-17 minutes in, but I will be very surprised if this ends 11v11, John. I'm going to call it early now. I'll be very surprised if we finish with both sets of 11 on this pitch.
Okay. Well, Chelsea have had players sent off in the last couple of league matches between these sides. Last season, Christensen was sent off here in that match that Liverpool won. And earlier this season, rather controversially, remember Reece James was sent off for the handball when it deflected onto his arm. He was on the goal line. VAR was involved, but Anthony Taylor was the referee that day as well. But it is currently 11 against 11. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1. But Pulisic and Mane have been yellow carded. I'll get you those are the couple of latest scores in the Rugby Union Premiership in a moment. We heard from Welford Road, where it's almost all over. Chelsea with the ball inside their own half. Chalobah plays it out towards the right-hand side. Kante gets it back. They're quickly on him again. It's Jota this time. And now the ball played over the top from the right-hand side. Havertz making the run. Kelleher's come out of his penalty area. He goes down and the ball bounces behind. I think it looked like he handled it outside of the area, but the decision's been given as a free kick for a push on the Liverpool goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think the official closest to him is only about 10 yards away from Kai Havertz and felt that he pushed Kelleher and that's why he went down and made the contact. But that's the ball again. I keep saying it. Turn the ball in behind. He came out, you're right, it's a push on Kai Havertz and it was the right decision in the end. But they're the gaps. I watch Chelsea so much and they just don't turn teams, and they've got to do this against this high line of Liverpool today.
Oh, lovely from N'Golo Kante. Skipped around Fabinho. He evaded that challenge all right. Still Chelsea with it. High ball from the right-hand side, all the way across. Alonso went for the volley, but wildly. At the far post, beyond the 6-yard box. The angle was tight. He was going for something spectacular, but he smashed it behind into the Liverpool supporter.
Well, Kai Havertz is fuming that he didn't put it back, but in fairness to Alonso, we've seen many of those balls come over and Alonso smashed them in. It's a switch ball pass from Mason Mount from right on the other side of the pitch, and it's coming over high over. He's keeping his eye on it, gets a contact, just the wrong execution, and Kelleher's thinking, thank goodness it's gone wide.
Oh, Kelleher, little slip from him inside the 6-yard box. The ball just rolled away gently behind him. He was only a couple of feet away from the goal line, but he was able to recover and then get it away downfield. Henderson and Salah, and now Jota forward of the centre circle. The pass is put out by Azpilicueta. Kante's there, and then Azpilicueta's able to clear it away to the halfway line.
John, I must say Liverpool have been very sloppy in possession. You know, final pass, great on the dribble in 1v1, but I thought their passing has been really poor in this opening period.
Here they come again though, with Tsimikas on the left-hand side. Mane back to Fabinho, and when Fabinho uses Milner, it goes back towards Van Dijk, standing right on the halfway line. 1-0 Liverpool lead. Here's Salah, works it to the edge of the box. Jota, now Henderson to the right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold's pass infield, poor. Straight at the feet of Kovacic, who was able to calmly glide it away, and then the ball downfield for Havertz. Havertz, who has got the nod in the absence of Lukaku. Chelsea going all the way back to Rudiger. Those latest scores: Gloucester 10, Harlequins 20, still Leicester 24, Newcastle 0, and Northampton 6, Saracens 30. All of them 3 o'clock kickoffs in the Rugby Union Premiership. And in fact it is all over with you, Sarah.
Yeah, full time, Leicester 31, Newcastle 0. It was a bonus point win for the Tigers with that 4th try scored at the final whistle by wing Harry Potter. They remain unbeaten this season, the Tigers. It's finished Leicester 31, Newcastle 0.
And just to bring you the scores in League One, the latest scores: Morecambe winning 4-3 against Doncaster, and Shrewsbury 1-0 up on Sheffield Wednesday. Not long to go in those League One matches. This time next week, next Sunday afternoon, Liverpool are going to be playing Shrewsbury again in the FA Cup. One of our many commentary matches. We'll have it all covered for you whenever there's FA Cup football. Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, 3rd round weekend. Join us for that. I don't think, Karen, it's the absolutely best of draws. I think there are quite a few that are on the wrong way round, but there'll be some excitement without question. Here's Kovacic for Chelsea, going back into their own half, but passing it to Mane, and then Jota through to Salah, who's a distance offside. He takes it on, he's not able to score past Mendy, and then eventually the offside flag goes up, and you can hear what the home supporters think about the delayed offside flag.
I don't even need to comment. I think, like you said, everyone heard it, but
He was almost in Brentford.
no, you're right, but that's a quick turnover though. Again, both teams are quite sloppy. I think it's how good they both are at pressing. And it just makes players, even good players, have unforced errors. And like we said, we saw one error that's already led to a goal. It's just a lot of turnovers in this game, which I'm surprised about.
Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1. That's Karen Carney. This is 5 Live on the World Service and BBC Sounds. And Liverpool with the ball on the edge of their own box. That save that the blonde-haired Kelleher made from Pulisic looks
Save or
very
miss,
important.
though, John. Save or miss.
Well, that's for you to say, Karen.
That is my job. Yeah, I reckon it's more of a miss though, but I have to credit to say, but confidence of Pulisic wasn't there. Never felt confident when he went through.
Yeah, should have scored.
Yeah, should have been 1-0, then they go and get punished with the same, taking it round the goalie and find himself 1-0 down.
Liverpool 1-0 up. Sadio Mane scoring the goal. As I say, his 10th goal of the season. That's 8 in the Premier League, but he'll be off with Senegal. He'll be Edouard Mendy's teammate next week. He'll be off there to be part of the squad. He's just scored past him in this match. Throwing on the halfway line. Alexander-Arnold to take this. Thomas Tuchel down there and Pep Lijnders, who is filling in for Jurgen Klopp, who a little bit like Mikel Arteta yesterday will be following this, I'm sure, from a distance. Here's Tsimikas. Tsimikas gets away from Azpilicueta, left corner of the box, the left back for Liverpool, swings it over to the back post, headed away by Alonso, comes out to Alexander-Arnold, but it wouldn't come down for him, but he's still got the shot in, was being closed down by Alonso, and it bounces away off the Chelsea man for a Liverpool corner. Yeah,
it all come from a throw-in. I always go on about throw-ins, but threw it back, set it back to Arnold, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's just switching it because Chelsea is so dominant on one side, so they just got out then, and then it comes eventually back to the other side because then they're so stretched. And he's blocked and goes out for a corner.
Already midway through the first half. Corner then in front of the Matthew Harding stand. I think most of the people down there are indeed standing in the safe standing area. Ball angled back by Alexander-Arnold to Milner. Then a left-footed ball in towards the back post. Van Dijk was there. He was challenged by Azpilicueta. It came off the Chelsea captain's head, and it's behind for a corner to Liverpool. From the far side, says Azpilicueta, this is his 451st Chelsea appearance. Corner from the far side. So Liverpool with players near the penalty spot, Konate, Van Dijk and Mane. Mane making a real nuisance of himself. Here's the delivery towards the penalty spot, looking for Konate, who's headed away. Alexander-Arnold slices it goalwards. Mendy comes, gets a good punch in there above Van Dijk, and Chelsea are able to clear it away. Good and positive from Mendy.
Yeah, very good. We know how strong Liverpool are from set plays. It's a good punch and dealt with it very well and then cleared their lines.
And Chelsea 1-0 down. Mendy having already been beaten, so again no clean sheet today for Chelsea. That was their strength, wasn't it, in the opening months of the season when they were top of the table. Alexander-Arnold playing the ball to Salah, who's here on the right hand side. Salah works it infield. Fabinho. And now Alexander-Arnold curls it forward. Salah's onto this. Alonso gets there too late. Salah scores! Brilliant finish! He put Mendy down at the near post and then just flicked it in. Tight angle, up into the top corner, and Liverpool lead by 2-0. And now Salah has added to the goal that Mane scored before they go off to the Cup of Nations. Both of them on the score sheet here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2.
That is absolutely ridiculous from Mo Salah. It is unbelievable. You just have to see it. The ball's come to him initially and he's kept possession. It's gone into midfield. They played it back to him. He's ran in behind. That was a space in behind. The Chelsea back line weren't switched on. Then he's a 1v1 with Alonso. And I think Alonso's thinking he's going to cut in. He's in the penalty area. He's going to cut in onto his left foot, but he doesn't. He doesn't even touch the ball. He just drops his left shoulder and then carries on running, and he's that quick, and that shoulder, that drop of that left shoulder really twisted Alonso, and then it's a brilliant finish. 3 yards out, just dinks it over. Mendy's got no chance. That is just ruthless.
I think he, as they say, gave him the eyes, didn't he, the goalkeeper Mendy, who I think thought he was going to go across him to his right, instead just flicked it up over the top of his left shoulder and into the net. Simple.
But it was a drop of the shoulder. The only other player I've seen do that as good is Messi, where he drops the shoulder and he doesn't actually move the ball doesn't move, just a little shoulder, and it's just enough. And it was Messi actually did it here. I watched him live and he sent someone here for a bag of chips, but he's left Alonso there in his peril, and 2-0's clinical.
Milner's caught in possession though, 23 yards out, but then as Chelsea tried to take advantage, Milner snaps in on the challenge again, this time on Mount, and it's out of play for a Chelsea throw near the halfway line. Little slip by Liverpool, but then Milner quickly made up for it. And certainly from a Liverpool point of view, having lost against Leicester, only their second defeat of the season, this is some response to that. 2-0 up here at Chelsea.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, they don't lose 2 back-to-back. They know how to get it done, and they haven't played particularly well, I would say, in this opening 28 minutes. They've been sloppy in possession, but what they do is they're just solid, and then they just prey on your weaknesses. And the two opportunities they've had, Mane and Salah, have just been clinical.
And Alexander-Arnold will get another assist for that, even though Salah had an awful lot to do after receiving the ball from him, but just dropped it into the area behind Alonso. There was space there for Salah to exploit, and he exploited it.
That was it, the spacing behind, like you said. It was a great pass, and look, then it's like a game you play on your computer, how Salah then did it. But you have to see that drop of the left shoulder. He just left Alonso. He couldn't do anything about it.
Henderson on the right swings a high ball across. Jota chests it down inside the penalty area, but Chalobah was tight on him, got a little touch. Kante runs it away. The only thing you have to say from a Chelsea point of view, this doesn't look good. Problems. The frustration against Brighton, they felt decisions went against them in that match, and then the whole Lukaku saga, not involved at all today. Less than half an hour played, they're 2-0 down to Liverpool, but there's still a lot of time left in this game. Chelsea with it on the right hand side. Mount has to stretch for it, and then Azpilicueta coming back from an offside position. Liverpool free kick.
It's now where you need Chelsea's experienced players to really step up, because I'm just looking at the front three. Pulisic, Kai Havertz, Mount, they're all just thinking what, they're looking down, they're not the buzzy energy that I saw in the opening part of the season. See Thiago's, your Kante's, Azpilicueta's need to step up now and keep this group together. The next goal is the most important. I know it's really cliche, but like you said, there's still a long time for him to get back into this game for Chelsea.
So Mane and Salah, the goal scorers. Mo Salah scoring his first Premier League goal for Liverpool here against his former club, and that actually was the 150th of his club career in England. Two of them were for Chelsea when he wasn't quite the star that he is now, Karen.
No, sometimes he's not the only player that's come to Chelsea and found it difficult. I think a few of us.
Long ball forward to the run through the middle for Salah, but Mendy is out towards the edge of the area. It was Jota who went for the early pass from the halfway line over on the left hand side. Mendy was right out to the edge of the box.
Sorry, John, again, they're just missing those balls. Again, Kai Havertz is making a really good run, and in fairness, I'm going to stick up for maybe Lukaku. I've seen him do those same runs and be ignored.
Oh, there's a little bit of something going on there between Mount and Tsimikas, just near the centre circle, the two of them. Mount got up and walked away, but just the body language there suggested that there was a little bit of a nibble.
It's just got to barge into him as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. And Anthony Taylor just gives it as a free kick. The other full-time scores are in now from the Rugby Union Premiership, as we heard from Sarah. Leicester 31-0 winners against Newcastle. It finished Gloucester 17, Harlequins 20, and Northampton 6, Saracens 30. And are they going to have a look at this? Play's not resumed, just to see what Mason Mount's reaction was against Tsimikas. The two of them challenged one another, both went to the ground, and yes, they are. It's a possible red card for Mason Mount's reaction. Now, Tsimikas was on the ground, and what are you seeing there?
I think it's the kick. So there's a collision. The ball was played long, and they've both collided. But I think it's Mason Mount's reaction after. I think he's slightly kicked out at Tsimikas.
Well, is that enough? Tsimikas is on the ground, lying on his side. Mount gets to his feet, and his feet are within the sort of curled fetal position of Tsimikas, and he sort of works his feet out from Tsimikas, if you get my meaning. And the question is, was there contact in a way that was meant to be harmful, and they've let it go? They've said no. They've decided that is not violent conduct.
It wasn't enough. Like you said, he's just tried to get out of the way. Now
Liverpool, Jota into the area on the left-hand side, sweeps a low cross across the penalty area, but Alonso was there first for Chelsea at the back post, and Chelsea fans are urging their team to sweep forward. Pulisic will will be beaten to that comfortably by Van Dijk. Liverpool cheers as he launches the ball into the stands down to our left.
Again, it's the right pass from Alonso, turning Konate, and Virgil van Dijk's having to come at big distance to cover him because he's, like Pulisic's got some real good pace on him. But again, time and time, that's where the gaps are.
Alonso clipping the ball into the penalty area, but that's miscontrolled behind by Kai Havertz, and it's straight through, and it's a goal kick for Liverpool. And Thomas Tuchel's problems are piling up here. His team are 2-0 down to Liverpool, who I really feel today have had the bit between their teeth after what happened against Leicester and the defeat there, and Mane and Salah scoring 2 very well taken goals. Chelsea not at it as Milner steps across and wins the ball back from Havertz, and Milner's now off into Chelsea territory, uses Tsimikas on the left hand side. Jota makes himself available, Milner is there as well down the line. Milner then turns it back up the left wing, and then Henderson comes across and Liverpool back with it on the halfway line. 2-0 up. They won here 2-0 in the Premier League last season. That was still in Frank Lampard's time. Thomas Tuchel's 2 matches against Liverpool since taking over as the Chelsea manager almost a year ago. He's drawn 1 and won 1. Remember, they won at Anfield last season. Mason Mount, very good goal. And then the 1-1 earlier this season when they played half the match with 10 men when James was sent off. That was a good point for them at Anfield. Full-time scores in League One are Morecambe 4, Doncaster 3, and Shrewsbury have beaten Sheffield Wednesday by 1-0. And ball's out of play for what is given as a throw to Liverpool, 10 yards inside their own half. And Liverpool now, they've got the look here of managing the game. 10 minutes to go to half-time.
Yeah, they're just experienced now, but I was just thinking to myself then, looking at Liverpool, at times I know Firmino's come in, but it's a settled front 3 for Liverpool, and I think at Chelsea it's never really the same front 3. How can they build confidence? How can they build connections? And maybe that's started to really catch up with them, and it has now for the last few games. The inches into the final third not been the same as they started, and I wonder is that now just a difference and might be their Achilles heel.
Thiago Silva plays it across for Rudiger. Now Alonso on the left hand side, outstripped by Salah for the second Liverpool goal. Pulisic plays it square, then it's stabbed forward by Kante to the edge of the area, but Van Dijk ever so tight with Havertz, and the Dutchman was able to clear it away with his left foot. Azpilicueta on the far side, Milner's in there again. Milner, it's been so obvious from the outset, determined not to give Kante an inch of space.
No, and Kante plays well, so does Chelsea. Kovacic has been in and out over the last few weeks, but Kante's that energy, he's the presser, and you've got to match him in that, and they have so far, whether it's been Henderson or Milner, and Fabinho's been really good as well.
2-0 Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold plays the ball through to Salah. He's away from Rudiger. Chalobah comes in and puts in a good challenge. Salah's still got it though. He's on his left foot now. He's away from Chalobah. He shoots, comes off Thiago Silva and bounces away wide by 5 or 6 yards for a corner.
I tell you what, Chalobah does unreal there because Mo Salah's got 2 options. He's a 3v1 and Chalobah holds his run so he can only force him one way, denies that Salah can't pass it to Mane and Jota, and sends him one way and then gets the blocking. Otherwise that would have been good night, see you later, would have been 3-0. So fair play to Chalobah, really good defending there.
Yeah, the yin and the yang. Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. Corner from the left hand side, Liverpool, lots of movement, played towards the penalty spot. Chelsea half clear, then hooked away by Kovacic to Fabinho, standing on the halfway line on his own. Alexander-Arnold comes back, receives it, long pass from him out to the left hand side. It's drilled across, but Mendy is able to drop on it after the centre from Tsimikas out on the left hand side from Jota it was. So Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2. Around about 8 minutes of the first half to go. What a good first half it's been for Liverpool. No sense for them that they were going to slip to another disjointed defeat after what happened against Leicester City last week. And despite the absence of Jurgen Klopp, the fact that Alisson and Joel Matip and Roberto Firmino are self-isolating as well because of suspected positive tests. Listen, Chelsea have got lots of absentees as well, but at the moment, coping with disruption and coping with absentees and coping with late changes is what it's all about.
It is, and no one wants that, but you have to think about Chelsea and how many squad members they've got, and also how many players they have out on loan. So it's not ideal for anyone, and they've got a lot of players out. But for me today, I'm just looking at this game as it is, and the difference is two front threes. If I think the Liverpool front three are playing for Chelsea, they're winning the game. They've been front three of Chelsea, and that Pulisic chance is a turning point. And the lack of confidence and that consistency of the front three is an issue for me.
Liverpool with a throw, and that is adjudged to be a foul by Jota, just leaning into Chalobah. Both players went down, but Jota was away with the ball, but referee Taylor says free kick Chelsea. So Chelsea 0, Liverpool 2 on this 5 Live Premier League Sunday. If you're on the move, listen via BBC Sounds. Download the app, you can listen to all of the networks, the live radio, rewind the live radio as well, and listen back later. And also the listeners to the World Service are with us as well. I was listening, Karen, to the outgoing controller of the World Service just before Christmas, who said they have a weekly audience reach on the World Service to all of their radio services of 364 million. That's not bad, is it?
Wow.
Chelsea with the ball inside their own half. Thiago Silva. I'm sure many of them will be looking forward to the World Service's coverage of the Africa Cup of Nations over the course of the next month. Ball played forward, down into the full-back position. Ball's played away. Van Dijk was just caught there. He played the ball away, and just as he came in with the challenge, just caught Van Dijk. Havertz, and it's a free kick to Liverpool, and they're in no hurry to take this as well. The ball's just been left down there in the full-back position, and Kelleher eventually trots out to take it.
I think he's just trod on his foot there. Havertz has gone over to him and apologised. It was accidental, and you see Virgil van Dijk's up and taking the free kick. He looks okay now.
Havertz coming in for Lukaku, the out of favour now Lukaku. Havertz having not played in the last 5 and having not scored in his last 5 appearances. And really, it's a confidence issue, isn't it? As Liverpool lose possession though inside their own half. Milner puts the challenge in on Azpilicueta. If he'd gone down, he would have had the free kick there, and then takes on Milner again, who puts in the challenge, and that is given as a free kick closer to the goal line in the Liverpool left back area.
Better from Havertz, being positive. He spoke about confidence there. Fair play to him. I think in this situation he's got to be brave now and be bold and trying to take on Milner in the 1v1 and won his team a free kick. And it's a good opportunity now for Chelsea. Got to get one back now before half time to really get themselves back into the game, and they're obviously a threat from set plays as well, Chelsea.
Yeah, Havertz it was, fouled by Milner. So free kick, Alonso's gone across there to take it, and he's having a little look here, thinking about perhaps whipping it in, because it's 2 or 3 yards, and he's actually just picked it up and moved it a little further away as well. So this looks as though it could be a tricky one for Kevin Kelleher to deal with. So here's Alonso with the free kick, and it goes to the near post, and he dives and heads it away, and punches it away, and the shot comes back in. What a goal that is! A lifeline for Chelsea from Kovacic. 25 yards out, an arcing shot over the top of Kelleher is in, and it's Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2, and boy, Chelsea needed that.
Game on, and what a goal it was. Wide from the free kick, it came in, and to be fair to Kelleher, he's done brilliantly to get it away, but then it comes out second fades, edge of the 18-yard box for Kovacic, and I tell you what a finish. It's looped up really high, and he's kept his eye on it the whole time. He's having to back step as well, which is even more impressive, and he's just absolutely smashed it with his right foot. It's come off the post and gone in. You won't see a better volley than this in a long time, I don't think. It's just his backwards feet as well, but what a time, as you said, John, to score right before half time.
What a goal on the volley. That was balletic from Kovacic, just outside the D. As you said, Karen, just stepped away. Oh, hang on, we're not restarting yet. Don't tell me there's a problem with that.
There's nothing wrong with that volley, surely, John.
Surely. There's a bit of anxiety here. There's nothing up on the screen yet. Anthony it's VAR. they're checking for possible offside. Well, I mean, the question is, was Rudiger in the sight line of Kevin Kelleher? And absolutely rightly, the goal stands.
John, there could have been 3 goalies and no one would have stopped that. It's that good of a strike.
So Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2. Jordan Henderson just having a word with Anthony Taylor, and Kovacic just come across and had a little word in there as well. But the scoreline, Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2, after that stunning goal back for Chelsea from Mateo Kovacic. The corner was swung in, and Rudiger actually challenged Kevin Kelleher on the goal line at the near post. It was a wicked delivery from the Alonso. It was the free kick, wasn't it? From the Alonso free kick. Kelleher did well, got a punch to it under pressure from Rudiger, but the punch took it out to the edge of the area, the ball dropping to Kovacic, who had just stepped back and on the volley sent it looping into the top corner, in off the top right of the post and into the back of the net, and Rudiger was not in the eye line.
No, not at all. But there's just a couple of things into that though, John. You look back and Milner will be thinking, why did they give away that needless free kick? And then you're right, when the punch came out, if you see it, literally there was snow on it. It was that high, and he had to really adjust his feet. Kovacic, it was so high, and just to have the concentration to get the connection, absolutely outstanding goal.
Well, it puts a different complexion on things, doesn't it? We were saying, weren't we, that Liverpool were trying to manage it to half-time with a 2-0 lead. The Chelsea have scored, and now Pulisic has been fouled 10 yards inside his own half. Kovacic takes a quick free kick. Referee Taylor says the ball was moving, so he had to bring it back despite the anger from the home supporters. And Chalobah takes it out towards the far side. So if you've just joined us, we've got a match here. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2. Liverpool leading 2-0 through the goals from Mane after Chalobah's error, and then Salah with another excellent goal to add to his catalogue this season. But Kovacic with that wonderful volley means that it's back in the balance. Chelsea with Kante through the middle cut. Konate is able to move across and stab it back downfield. Chalobah then gets it under control, volleys one forward, Van Dijk's underneath that, Fabinho tangling, and then the ball's worked towards Alexander-Arnold, but Rudiger is in on Salah, wins the ball back, Kante now through for Pulisic, left foot scores, it's 2-2, Chelsea have come from 2-0 down and seemingly nowhere to draw level before half-time. What a match here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2.
Oh, absolute scenes at Chelsea. Christian Pulisic, as I said earlier, missed that opportunity, but now he's resurrected that with a finish. He started, and Liverpool are trying to clear their lines, but Rudiger comes through the back of Salah, and then he steps into Kante, just flicks it in behind. I talk about that ball in behind all the time. Who runs onto it? Christian Pulisic, and this time he doesn't make the mistake. He runs in from deep, so he's onside. Clearly onside as we're just looking at it now. Takes one touch and then smashes it with his left foot, 7 yards out. Kelleher, no chance.
They've had a look, and Chelsea fans in front of us were worried that might be offside, but there was a Liverpool player just playing them onside, and what a whomping finish from Pulisic on his left foot at pace, little touch off his chest, and bang!
It's even more impressive his touch off his chest, because he had to put it onto his left foot, otherwise the defender Henderson might have got back, but brilliant finish.
2 goals in 3 minutes for Chelsea. It looked like they were almost on the canvas, Karen, but they've dug extremely deep and really shocked Liverpool.
No, they haven't. Kovacic started it really, and now look, they've got momentum and the home crowd are loving it.
Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2, but Liverpool breaking forward, the ball played across to Salah, right side of the box. Salah works it across, takes a deflection into the path of Kante, who's able to sweep it away downfield. So 2-2. And Chelsea, a long pass from alongside, and now it's taken through by Havertz. Milner comes across, Havertz on his left foot, comes off Milner, it's worked forward and bounces just wide from Mason Mount. Oh, what a finish to the first half. 2-2 still, but Chelsea very nearly in front.
Oh wow, goes on one end with Salah and then the other end. It's an absolute worldie of a switch pass from Alonso. Talk about hit the highest point quick. Balls to Kai Havertz on his right foot. You're playing, saying please shoot, take the opportunity. He cuts back in. You think the chance is gone, and then it falls to Mason Mount. It's off the volley. It's a difficult one, but Kelleher scrambling across 8 yards out. You think Mason Mount, he's got it, it's trickling in, it just goes an inch past. And John, what a game.
Just past the post, it bounced from Mason Mount. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2. You were thinking though, Karen, I could hear you.
Sorry, I got well excited. Sorry, John, sorry.
Listen, we've got 40,000 people in here who are very excited by what we're seeing. Did you feel that Havertz there should have scored?
He should have took the shot, and again, I talk about confidence of the front players. He should have hit that with his right foot. That would have been 3-2. But luckily the chance still came alive, but should have hit it.
Liverpool with the ball on the halfway line. No Klopp. They've been hit by COVID, hit by Klopp's absence, and now they've been hit by Chelsea. And what a fight back this is. Kovacic and Pulisic with the goals. Two brilliantly taken goals, the pair of them. They needed something like that, but they're not the Champions League winners for nothing. Rudiger clearing the ball downfield, chested forward. Henderson. And now Fabinho, and then Milner lifts it into the area, and Thiago Silva missed his clearance with Mane right behind him, but was able to readjust. Alonso then clears. Ball still in play, it's headed forward by Mason Mount. Liverpool with Konate. We're in the 5th minute of added time at the end of the first half. Feels like the end of the match, never mind the end of the first half. Henderson plays it across, cleared away by Azpilicueta on the edge of his D. Van Dijk heads it forward. Azpilicueta away with the header, and Havertz will have to allow it to bounce out of play near the halfway line. Throw-in taken quickly. Back to Van Dijk. And Liverpool nearly lost it. Milner. And he needed Fabinho to come across with the tidy up. Jota tangling with Chalobah. That's given us a free kick to Chelsea. 15 yards inside their own half.
Do you know what's been a turning point? Rudiger absolutely being aggressive on Salah, and now Chalobah doing the same on Mane. They've just stepped it up, and that's where they're starting to get their joy.
And there's the half-time whistle. What a half. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2. After all of the news and happenings before the match, Lukaku left out completely by Thomas Tuchel. Liverpool with absentees as well. Then Liverpool racing into a 2-goal lead, Mane and Salah. But then that finish, Kovacic and Pulisic scoring those goals in the space of 3 minutes to bring Chelsea back from seemingly absolutely out of it, and it's 2-2, Karen Carney.
I don't even know how there's another 45 minutes, John. That was unbelievable. I think that's the best 45 minutes I've seen this season. Absolutely unbelievable. All the goals have been sensational. I have to probably pick out Kovacic's volley. Literally, it got him back into the game, but there's been a lot of turning points. They could have gone 1-0 up, Chelsea in the early part, Pulisic. Then Liverpool go 2-0 up, just clinical and ruthless. Then they find themselves back in it, Chelsea, and it's just, you can't take your eye off it. It is a brilliant, brilliant game, and I can't wait for the second half.
Yeah, I got the feeling around us in the top of the East stand here that maybe some Chelsea supporters, as the half was drawing to a close, were thinking, should we, maybe think about what time we'll go and beat the traffic, get in there in the underground ahead of the rush. Absolutely none of that now. Who knows where this one's going? Half time, Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2. Thank you, Emma. Yes, welcome back, everyone. If word has gone round, it might well be, Karen, that our audience will have swelled during the course of the half-time break. So if you were missing in the first half, let's hope the drama is as high as it was in the first half. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2, and Chelsea attacking towards the Matthew Harding stand to our right in the blue shirts, blue shorts with a yellow trim and the white socks. But Liverpool now counter-attacking. Here's Sadio Mane around the back of Chalobah, shoots across goal, and Mendy gets an important left hand to it to push it away, but the offside flag was up.
Yeah, Mane's just gone off a little bit too early, got him behind Chalobah there, and Chalobah was the wrong side, and then, to be fair, he's just marginally off. It's the right decision, but like I said, he's got him behind, the space was there. But to be fair, Mendy's pulled off a good save anyway. It wouldn't have gone in, would have gone out for a corner. But bright start from Liverpool.
So that's Karen Carney, 144 caps for England, Olympic football international as well, with us here at her former club. And we're watching Chelsea come forward, and Chelsea Mount does well against Konate there, rather bullied him off the ball, Mason Mount. But Chelsea can't make anything of it, and Liverpool have won it back. And here's Jota near the halfway line. Liverpool will be stung after being 2-0 up and looking comfortable as well. That's the thing. But you can never count anything for granted, can you, at this sort of level?
No, and this has probably been the most competitive game I've seen this season live anyway, for me personally. And the energy, just the quality as well as the finishes have been outstanding. Everyone on Match of the Day will really enjoy it, but there's still a long way to go. And I had to have a little snack at half time, John. I'm exhausted from it, so yeah.
You always have a snack at half time.
Yeah, now I've got an extra strong coffee as well, and I'm sure the players did it at half time as well, because it's been a great first 45.
Well, we've had some thrilling commentary matches of a Sunday afternoon, many of them involving Liverpool. The game at West Ham, the game at Tottenham before Christmas, and now this one, 2-2. Throwing for Liverpool on the halfway line. I will run you through the teams again if you weren't with us in the first half. Here's Kante, brings it down. Lovely change of feet by Pulisic. He'll be feeling great after that goal that he scored to make it 2-2. Back to Thiago Silva. He's returned to the team. Plays it forward, should be dealt with by Tsimikas. It is. Azpilicueta is actually the man putting him under pressure, and then Kelleher passes it out. Fabinho almost caught in possession by Mount, but recovered just in the nick of time in front of his own penalty area. But then Rudiger comes in and is able to get there ahead of Salah, but just passes it out of play. So Chelsea with Mendy in goal, Chalobah, Thiago Silva and Rudiger, the three central defenders, Azpilicueta and Alonso the wing-backs, Kante and Kovacic in the middle, then Pulisic, Mount and Havertz in the absence of Lukaku, who's been dropped, and Liverpool in a moment, because they're breaking away to the halfway line. Jota overhits the pass forward, and Mendy, all in light grey, out of his penalty area to clear over the halfway line. Van Dijk heads it forward to Jota, but Chelsea with Azpilicueta turns the ball forward. He was being challenged, possibly being fouled by Tsimikas. The referee allowed play to go. That's Anthony Taylor. Chalobah now gives the ball away, passed it straight to Tsimikas. Now Mane looking for a 1-2 with Jota, but Chalobah in with a good sliding challenge, and it's out for a throw to Liverpool down in the Chelsea right back area. I want to give an honourable mention as well. It sort of nearly got lost towards the end of the first half, that challenge from Chalobah on Salah on the edge of the area. That was when it was 2-0.
Yeah, look, I mean, it was brilliant, because like I said in the commentary, showed him one way and cut off, because it was 3v1 Chalobah, you know, and he really shut off the passing lane, so he couldn't really get the ball, Salah, to his teammate Jota and Mane, and then he was able to get the block. It's top defending, so any young player wanting to learn about that, watch that Match of the Day later.
Delicious pass from Alexander-Arnold down the right for Salah, but Rudiger comes out with the ball and gets a chorus of his name from the Chelsea sections all around Stamford Bridge on what was a grey afternoon here in West London. Last time we saw the sky above the East Stand. Chalobah snaps in, but Milner is there as well, but then is brought back for the foul on Chalobah.
So slow. I know the game's really competitive, but there's so many unforced errors from Liverpool today. I'm really surprised that simple passes are just given away, and that's what, just very sloppy, John. You know, usually they pass and move the ball and it's crisp. Too many unforced errors being given away. Yeah,
and that was the order of the day, wasn't it, against Leicester last week? Here's Chalobah again with the ball at the back, turns and goes back to Mendy. So the Liverpool team, Kelleher in goal, a back four of Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Tsimikas, Henderson, Fabinho and Milner, then Salah, Jota and Mane. The score, 2-2. Liverpool with Konate passed the ball forward under pressure to Jota, but Chalobah won that challenge as well, and Kante is now away from Fabinho in the centre circle. Past Henderson, then plays it to the left-hand side, Alonso into the box, on his right foot, shoots, across the face of goal and beyond the far post. What a piece of play from N'Golo Kante there. That was right up there with some of his best. Setting up Alonso.
It was brilliant, because he's gone past two players. Again, he's dropped the shoulder. He must have been watching Salah in the first half. Fabinho's just gone missing, dropped the shoulder, and then he's trying to pass it out wide to Alonso, and I think Trent Alexander-Arnold's trying to read it as if he's going to play it to his feet, and he didn't. He's played it in behind, split the pass, falls to Alonso, and he cuts in and moves onto his right foot and then smashes it over the bar. It's a big chance though.
Mount turns, plays the ball along the edge of the penalty area, but Konate was able to step in ahead of Havertz. Now Sadio Mane. Chelsea outnumber him in there. Mane turns, puts his palms apart. Chelsea are having a good spell here. Fabinho steps in on Kante. He had to as well. He'll have to up his game in the second half if Kante is going to play like this. Salah is holding off Rudiger over there on the far side near the halfway line. Liverpool with Fabinho. Fabinho looks up, flights a pass over the top. Jota with a volley! But the offside flag was up. It was saved anyway by Mendy diving to his left. But it was goalkeeping practice for the Chelsea keeper because the offside flag was up.
Yeah, he went too early. He saw it as it was going in the build-up play. Just peeling off the back shoulder, Jota. You can see Aspilicueta's clearly seeing that he's offside, but the ball bounces in onto the left-hand side. 12 yards out, smashes it on a half volley, but good save from Mendy. It's Chelsea free kick now.
So this is BBC Radio 5 Live, our Premier League Sunday. Listen as well via BBC Sounds. The World Service, the BBC World Service are with us. And 6:06, the lines will be open to talk to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton as well on 08085909693 as Liverpool lose possession again. Deep inside Chelsea territory, Kante brings it forward. He's over the halfway line. He gives it to Pulisic on the right-hand side. Pulisic up against Tsimikas, goes for the dead ball line, crosses into the recovering defender Tsimikas, and it's a corner to Chelsea, who turn defence into attack.
It's remarkable, isn't it, John, what a goal can do for a player's confidence, and you just see that in Pulisic there. Picks it up, sprints there, goes in a 1v1, doesn't hesitate this time and gets there, and to be fair, Tsimikas blocks it, and Chelsea now win a corner, and this is where they got back into the game on the corner in the first half, and Kovacic scored the worldie, so Liverpool need to stay switched on.
Alonso is going to take this. They're crowding goalkeeper Kelleher. They've got two men on him. Rudiger is in there dancing around in front of him. So big pressure for the young Liverpool goalkeeper. Alonso plays it in. Rudiger got his head to it. Liverpool managed to put in some sort of challenge, and they've worked it to the edge of the area, and Van Dijk clears. Big pressure there. Chelsea got a very good record. They've scored 7 goals from corners this season. Jota now playing the ball forward from the centre circle, but Kante is able to come across, and suddenly Kante is there on the edge of his own penalty area.
If it's anyone else other than Kante there, I think Salah's in. But he's just so good. But he's not just, we spoke about it for ages, Kante, he's not just a defensive mid. Just saw there where he took past 2 players and played in Alonso for the chance. He's everywhere today in attack as well.
He's had a bit of a stop-start season, hasn't he, with fitness and one thing and another, as Chelsea play it forward, but Alexander-Arnold is able to head it back to Kelleher. But some of the stuff he's done today has been amongst right up there with his best stuff. Fabinho carrying the ball forward. He's able to play it through Mane and Salah. They want the offside flag, and then it comes eventually. Eventually it comes.
He should have left it, and that's why Salah's fuming, because Mane touched it. Salah wasn't offside. He came from behind, and then obviously Mane's touched it, and now the place resumes. But going back to the Kante thing, John, it's because Milner's not getting closer to him now. And you called it in the first half. Milner was really right up tight. Kante wasn't really getting involved as much. Now Conte's putting the feelers on Milner and really starting to dominate the midfield of Liverpool.
Free kick to Chelsea, 10 yards inside their own half. So 2-2 the score. Liverpool were 2-0 up, Mane and Salah, and then Kovacic and Pulisic scoring twice in 3 minutes at the end of the first half, and thrillingly so as well. You need to see that on Match of the Day tonight. Read about it on the BBC Sport website and app. Talk to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton about it on 606. On the phone in on 5 Live 08085909693, and Chalobah pulling the ball down and then putting in a good challenge as well on Jota. Warm applause. Kante almost inevitably comes out with the ball, passes the ball actually slightly behind Aspilicueta, and so Chelsea have to go back into their own half. I'm sure Robbie and Chris will want to hear what you think about what Chelsea do next with Romelu Lukaku.
I am interested to hear what they both think.
Yes, here is Van Dijk under pressure from Pulisic, is forced to make an error, and from 30 yards away from his dead ball line, because he was turning as Pulisic came in, Van Dijk's touch took it away and behind, and it's a corner.
Yeah, and then Pulisic goes to the crowd and starts jeering them on, saying, come on, get behind us. Feeding the momentum in their favour now. Chelsea. Liverpool, again, similar to Leicester, not quite at it.
Yeah, come on, feel the noise inside Stamford Bridge. Safe standing, being trialled from today. What a noise for a match like this. The corner comes in from Alonso, near post header from Liverpool, and it's volleyed away downfield. They've survived that one. Jota turns in the centre circle, plays it to Salah, slightly behind him, but he's done well. Shoots early. Oh, he nearly scored. Mendy scrambling, was able to change his feet and push it over the top right corner. He had a goal from 25 yards plus.
That is a world-class save, absolute world-class, because Salah's through, but he takes a shot early because I think he sees Kante and he's thinking, I'm not going to beat Kante in a race. And he takes it early, 30 yards out. Mendy's well out and he's having to really, really stretch because the lob's come in, and he gets a good two-handed save and palms it out for a corner, but an audacious attempt from Salah.
Very good save by Mendy. He had to be tip-top to get that, and he was. Still 2-2. Corner then for Liverpool. Tsimikas takes it. The outswing at Konate is underneath it, but was twisting back 8 yards out and could only, with the twist, head it up and over the top of the crossbar, and it's a goal kick to Chelsea. Phew.
We've got a breather, John. It's brilliant though. I think this is the best game I've been to this season so far. Maybe the Brentford game, Arsenal-Brentford, that was pretty good, but this is so competitive, high energy, high tempo, everything you want out of a football match.
Chelsea with Kante, little touch around Fabinho, that was lovely as well, and then Mount plays it forward. Kante's continued his run, but Van Dijk got there and passed it back to Kelleher, and Kelleher very coolly passes it out, the Liverpool goalkeeper, to Konate. Henderson, he's quickly challenged. Salah has to come back there into the centre circle. Now Tsimikas, Liverpool down the left hand side this time. Milner back to Mane, Salah back to Mane again, skips round Thiago Silva and shoots, and Mendy makes another save. It was closer to him this time, falling to his right, pushed it away wide and round, and it's a corner. Lovely interplay from Liverpool.
I think that's the first time I've really seen them combine together, 1 and 2 touch, get closer together. Mane gives it to Milner, gives it back to Mane, pops it into Salah, plays it in behind, that's from the Queta's court. Thiago Silva's then cut when he cuts in onto his right foot, Mane, and then look, it's Mendy again with a really good save.
Corner's taken short, Milner receives it, plays it in, that's headed away by Thiago Silva, ball on the edge of the area. Chelsea haven't cleared it yet, and in the end Henderson, receiving it near the centre circle, decides the best option is to go all the way back to the man in green, halfway inside the Liverpool half there, their goalkeeper Quiveen Kelleher.
I think that is the first time I've seen them combine like that, John. You know, the front three of Liverpool, or the front two in that instance, Jota wasn't particularly in it. When they do that, you can't stop them, you really can't.
No Firmino today, so no Firmino, Minamino and Origi all out. Ball over the top for Liverpool. Thiago Silva heads the ball out towards the far side. Kovacic is there. Need to see his goal on Match of the Day tonight. Need to see Pulisic's goal as well. There've been, even though we've had this raft of postponements, there've been some super goals. I thought Lanzini's goal yesterday was really something special.
That was good.
Here's Mount on the right hand side, offside flag against Pulisic, and it's a free kick to Liverpool. We've got half an hour to go, Karen. No more goals yet in the second half.
Well, you're just saying there's 30 minutes left, and I was literally just looking at the bench thinking, who's going to be the match winner that's potentially going to come on, and I'm thinking it's more favourable for Chelsea. Just looking, who would I bring on from Liverpool? I'm not sure.
Well, you would think that Keita would come on for Milner, because Milner this is only his second start in the last 10 matches, his last 10 appearances.
But I'm thinking of match winners. You're looking at maybe Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi. Can Jorginho come on and start building in midfield?
Azpilicueta heads it forward to Kante. Kante now plays it to the right hand side. Milner's back in there, just a couple of days away from his 36th birthday on Tuesday, James Milner. Kante now outside the area, chips it across the edge of the area. Alexander-Arnold couldn't get there. Konate headed it away. It's a little desperate from Liverpool, this. Kovacic then gets the ball down, takes it out towards the left-hand side. Alexander-Arnold goes out there. Havertz is there as well, Kai Havertz. Now Rudiger joins the attack as well. Puts his foot on the ball, drags it back, and Chelsea in possession as they play from left to right as we look here inside a packed Stamford Bridge. Ball played to the right, headed down for Mount. Mount's ball across the penalty area onto the right instep of Van Dijk, headed away by Milner. nodded back for Chelsea possession on the right flank with Azpilicueta. Then the ball in from Mount, but it's too close to the Liverpool goalkeeper. Kelleher is able to clutch it.
I think you are right. I think Liverpool maybe do need to get on another midfielder and calm it down a little bit.
Here's Jota though, trying to come up with a little bit of magic to get past Thiago Silva, but he's too long in the tooth for that, Karen.
Yeah.
And was able to step across and keep it, and now Kovacic slips it forward. Havertz down into the Liverpool right back area. Mount and Pulisic in the middle. Here's the cross from Alonso. Pulisic with a shot. That's a fine save from Kelleher. 8 yards out, caught it on the half volley, but the Liverpool goalkeeper was well positioned, was able to claw it down. Chelsea coming again. Here's Kante. Mount back to the centre circle. Kovacic. Now Alonso again. Alonso looks for support. He's got it there from Havertz. Pulisic with that latest chance for Chelsea. Decent stop from Kelleher. So saves from both goalkeepers now in this second period. Chalobah out to the right hand side to Azpilicueta. Now Kante into the edge of the area. Back heel flick from Mount. Kante's onto it. Liverpool are back in numbers. Still in the Liverpool box. Misplaced pass by Kante, and Liverpool are able to get it away and eventually win a throw-in off the head of Chalobah.
Didn't even get a chance to speak about Kelleher's save. Absolutely outstanding. You said both goalkeepers have been very much at it today, but the cross came in and Mason Mount missed it, and then it's come to Pulisic round the back post and he's caught it on the left foot on the half volley. It's put straight at Kelleher, which has made it a little bit easier, but look, it came at it with some pace. He had to palm it away out of danger. He's reacted very, very well, but that could have been another goal for Christian Pulisic.
Yep, 2-2 the score. Liverpool were 2-0 up, Chelsea now 2-2. That's the way it was at half-time. Lines are open for 606 08 085 909 693 to talk about this, and indeed any of today's action with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. Busy day's action. You haven't heard it. Brentford 2, Aston Villa 1. Everton 2, Brighton 3. Leeds beat Burnley 3-1 in our earlier commentary. And in the Championship, Bristol City 3-2 winners against Millwall. Birmingham 1, QPR 2. Blackburn 0, Huddersfield 0, and West Brom 1. Cardiff 1. So Chris and Robbie taking your calls, and it'll all be on Match of the Day tonight at BBC on BBC One with Mark Chapman, Alan Shearer, and Jermaine Genius. And then all of the reaction on the 5 Live Football Daily podcast in the morning from BBC Sounds. If you miss the live interviews on 606 later, when we will be talking to Thomas Tuchel and presumably Pep Lijnders standing in for Jurgen Klopp. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is being prepared. James Milner is challenged by Azpilicueta and Kovacic, and it bounces out of play for a throw-in just inside the Chelsea half. Karen Carney.
I think they need some energy and some legs on in that midfield now. Chelsea are just dominating it, and Liverpool kind of losing a little bit of a foothold in the game really. And you see Oxlade-Chamberlain going to come on. Need to get in there.
Yeah, he's going to bring on them both actually, as Liverpool played over the top for Mane, but Chalobah comes across, gets there first inside the area, rather awkwardly, but he got there. That's the important thing. He's recovered well from his early error for the first goal.
Just going to say that, you know, sign of a really, really good player is how they react from that mistake, and he definitely has. And Mane's really tried to shoulder him, use his physicality there, and Chalobah stepped up to it and cleared it. Hasn't knocked him too much, has it, John?
No, and the plan is Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain coming on from Milner and another. Corner then for Liverpool from the right. Alexander-Arnold raises both hands. Those changes not being made yet. So Van Dijk near the penalty spot, Konate as well. Mane and Jota beyond it. Here's the delivery, Alexander-Arnold. It's over the top of Van Dijk, still in the area. Salah's got it down, works it back to the edge of the box. Low shot from Chimikas, and he's pulled it wide through a crowd of players. There were optimistic looks for a corner to referee Anthony Taylor, but he had a good sight of that. It's a goal kick, and it's still 2-2.
Yeah, I actually thought that was a corner there. Again, the second phases on corners have been really key today for both sides. It came to Tsimikas and you're just thinking he's hit it, and there's someone round the back stick. I think it was Konate. He just could have put his leg out. Just could have got a tap in, but wasn't to be. And Chelsea regain. Start again.
I think it's going to be Jota. So Milner and Jota, the two players to make way. We can see Keita limbering up. There's Oxlade-Chamberlain as well, now appearing in our sights, just next to Martin Atkinson with the big electronic board way down We're right up near the roof, the corrugated roof of the East Stand. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2. More Premier League commentary on 5 Live tomorrow night as well, live from Old Trafford. That is the commentary match tomorrow night. Manchester United Wolves from 7:45, as well as all of tomorrow night's football on 5 Live Sport. And then the League Cup quarter-finals. Listen to them on 5 Live. We'll be here again on Wednesday night for Chelsea, Tottenham, and then Liverpool in action on Thursday against Arsenal in their first leg. Play back underway. Chelsea with Kovacic. Now Rudiger shuffling forward, gives it to Alonso, couple of touches. Kovacic then back across the halfway line, across the centre circle to Chalobah. Azpilicueta now. Azpilicueta back towards Chalobah, and then Thiago Silva again. Just a little bit of recovery play here, I feel, after all of the thrills and spills. But here we go again. Kovacic down the right to Azpilicueta. It's been worked back to Azpilicueta. Deep cross towards the back post. It's bounced all the way to Alonso. He's in the full-back position. Turns onto his right foot, just in the corner of the box. He's got support there from Mount. Then Kovacic. Rudiger's up there as well. He puts his foot on the ball. Pulls the ball infield towards Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva goes square to Chalobah. And now Azpilicueta. And then Kante turns, all busy, arms whirling. Chalobah again, and then Chelsea use Thiago Silva once more. Turns it away as Diogo Jota arrives on the scene. Rudiger, there's a little bit more pace in this attack. Mason Mount still out towards the left-hand side. Scored the winner at Anfield against Liverpool last season. Back it goes to Alonso. Alonso's high cross towards the back post, headed away. Important touch and away by Sadio Mane inside his own penalty area. Azpilicueta now, left-footed ball in. That's headed away by Virgil van Dijk. And Chelsea again take up possession midway through the second half. Oxlade-Chamberlain and Keita still waiting to come on the field, and eventually the ball's out for a throw on the far side, and we will now see the two changes. And it is Diogo Jota who will make way, so I think we can take it as read. It's going to be Jota and Milner to be replaced, and these are the first changes. I think Chelsea are going to make a change as well, actually. So yeah, confirmation, James Milner. So Keita coming on into the midfield, and Jorginho, as you suggested, Karen, is going to come on for Chelsea, and it is it Pulisic? I think or is it
14?
No, it's not.
Chalobah.
It's Chalobah.
He's got cramp as well. He just went down, I think.
Okay, so Chalobah coming off. So presumably Azpilicueta will move back into the central defence, which is a very comfortable move for him to make, which he does. And Pulisic, having been called across, is obviously being told by Thomas Tuchel that he's got to play the remainder of the match as the right wing back, which is where he played the other evening, of course, to begin with.
Yeah, and that's what I was referring to, the early part of the game, and I'm a bit sad now that he's not playing higher up, because he's starting to get back to his best in his number 10 role, and had to go to right wing back now. But look, facing forward, at least he's got the confidence now to get out. It'll be a good little battle between him and Tsimikas, as you said. Now I think Liverpool desperately needed some energy. Oxlade-Chamberlain and Keita coming on, that just need to get back into this game, because Chelsea have dominated this second period.
So 20 minutes to go. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2 on 5 Live Premier League Sunday, BBC Sounds and the World Service.
Just looking at Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's got into that false 9 now. Mane's still on the left, Salah's still on the right, but the Ox, he's got into that false 9 just like for Diogo Jota, and similar for Keita. Yeah. Like for Milner in that midfield role.
It's not the first time, is it, recently with the various absentees that Liverpool have tried that. Long ball for Liverpool, but that'll just float into the arms of Edouard Mendy. He's made a couple of very decent saves. It's a fine stop, wasn't it, from Salah when he went for it from 25 yards. He was almost caught out by that. An excellent recovery, actually, by the goalkeeper to make such a good save in the end.
Yeah, look, I mean, both goalkeepers have been making wonderful saves today, and at times keeping their sides in it. But equally, we've seen some stunning goals as well. So it's been such a great game. It's had everything, and I just wonder this 2-2 is not a good result for either team, so there has to be a winner. And
we know who it's a good result for, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. They'll be watching, thinking, keep it at this.
Sitting there up in Manchester watching this. He said he was going to watch, didn't he, yesterday? As Mane has the ball on the left-hand side, taking on Azpilicueta. Kante was there to just get a little touch to pass it back to Thiago Silva. It's bounced over the halfway line. Havertz moves away from Konate. Havertz just twisting, full 360 degrees on the right-hand side, rolls it across. And Jorginho into the action for the first time. Now Pulisic plays it, actually hits Tsimikas in the face, even though there are appeals for handball, I think, from the Chelsea supporters. Pulisic left-footed, has a goal! Not too far away from the top left corner, maybe a foot wide.
It's funny, Jorginho saying don't shoot, pass it out wide, and Pulisic saying no chance, shouting back at him. It's quite funny, they're still having arguments between each other now, but not with the form that Pulisic is showing since he scored that goal. He's looking confident, got every right to take that shot. It wasn't too far off.
I can't read the 24-hour clock, by the way. Manchester United Wolves is a 5:30 kick-off tomorrow on 5 Live, followed by the Monday Night Club at 7:30. It's my excuse, it's Christmas. Here's Mane now into the penalty area, and that's cleared away on the edge of the box by Azpilicueta. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2. So 5:30 for the commentary from Old Trafford tomorrow. Tea time. Here's Fabinho. Now to Sadio Mane, turns, but a good challenge comes in from Pulisic, but it's not giving us a free kick. Liverpool still with it, Mane and Tsimikas together, and then back towards Naby Keita, who will go all the way back towards that halfway line. Naby Keita again, he's another one who's off to the Africa Cup of Nations tomorrow. Tsimikas now down the left-hand side. Tsimikas with a cross that's gone all the way across the penalty area. Alexander-Arnold catches up with it. Alonso comes out to him. Alexander-Arnold plays it in field. Fabinho works it back. Oxlade-Chamberlain now on the edge of the area. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Alonso following him. And Oxlade-Chamberlain passing it back towards the halfway line. Konate has a little venture forward. Then plays it to the left-hand side, away down below us. Sadio Mane, back once again to Tsimikas. Keita comes short, but Liverpool go back towards Van Dijk near the halfway line.
This is the first time, John, I've seen...
Fabinho is in danger of being caught in possession by Kovacic. Referee Taylor plays the advantage, but I'm not sure there was much advantage to develop there. Mount. However, Chelsea are still in possession. Liverpool got back into position very quickly there, and Chelsea actually go back into their own half. It's one of those, he could have brought it back. It might have been the right thing to do to let it go.
Yeah, I think he did the right decision.
Yeah.
I was just saying it, even though they gave it away then, probably the first time maybe this half I've seen Trent Alexander-Arnold and Tsimikas really get forward for Liverpool. Haven't been able to get the fullbacks high and get them back involved in the game, and maybe now with the changes they can press a little bit more aggressive, Liverpool, and try and get them a little bit higher up. But
how do you think Havertz has done today in the absence of... Well, Werner's not fit yet. He is sitting down there somewhere. I've seen a shot of him on the television screen, and obviously no Lukaku, as Sadio Mane challenged by Azpilicueta. That's given us a free kick near the halfway line.
I think he's done okay. Look, he's not Lukaku and he's not Werner, and if you probably ask Van Dijk and Konate who would they not want to feature out of those three, they'd probably say Lukaku. And Werner, because of the sprinting in behind, he's done okay. He's still got a lot to do for me to really prove himself here at Chelsea, but if he gets a winner here, I'm sure I'll change my mind. But I still don't really see how he fits in. I'm not, to be honest, John, I'm not overly convinced just yet.
And we're talking about the guy who scored the winning goal in the Champions League final just a few months ago. But I know exactly what you're saying. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2. And you wonder as well, as Liverpool just knock it around inside their own half, whether there will be an effect. A match that we've seen here, the pace that it's been played at, with the backdrop of all of the difficulties that these clubs are facing at the moment. Here's Tsimikas to Mane on the left-hand side. Tsimikas continues his run. Pulisic goes with him. Tsimikas has got the crossover to the back post. Alonso couldn't head it behind. It's been kept in by Salah over there on the far side. Salah, having scored his 23rd goal of the season for Liverpool. in the first half, the Premier League's top scorer this season. Salah plays it infield towards Fabinho, and then back to Salah again. 16 of them in the Premier League. Keita, back to Fabinho. Liverpool enjoying lots of possession in this period of the match. Keita, halfway inside the Chelsea half. Oxlade-Chamberlain dropping deep and then working the ball back to the right-hand side to Alexander-Arnold, who beats his man. Then there's cover in there as well from Kovacic. Bounces down for Alonso, who just volleys it away towards the halfway line. I do sort of feel that as Havertz puts in the challenge right on the touchline on the far side on Fabinho, the ball bounces out of play, and there's a Liverpool man down there as well after
Konate, I think, jumped up and
after Havertz came in and rather wildly kicked the ball away. Whether he caught Konate with the follow through, he's down, and the players are going to get a breather because the medical men are coming on for Konate. It's just as the ball bounced down. Actually, it was an aerial challenge. As the ball bounced up, he was challenged by Havertz. They jumped together. Havertz's arm was there, but I think Konate has kind of headed his arm.
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's as bad as Mane's on Azpilicueta's in the first half.
In the first 15 seconds.
So yeah, exactly. But Havertz has caught Konate slightly. Hopefully he's okay. He's getting treatment now, but fingers crossed he's all right.
Yes, he is, and they're continuing to look at him, and the protocols are being followed here, and he's gone down there. This could be a problem for Liverpool, although Joe Gomez is there among the substitutes, having not had a great deal of football this season, so he would be the obvious choice to come in if he were needed. So we've got 12 minutes to go plus added time. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2. I think it has dropped off, hasn't it, over the course of the last 10-15 minutes or so, but it's dropped off from a great height. Well,
it had to. The intensity was just incredible the first half, and as you said, the game accumulation, the period that we're in just after the Christmas break and into the new year with so many games, it was inevitable. You can't sustain that for 90 minutes, but you'll probably see little spurts now for the last 15 minutes that we've got left. But someone has to step up and get 3 points here. This result does not favour either team, so it's going to be a moment of magic and brilliance from someone. It's difficult to say which team at the moment.
Another Chelsea change, and that is it for Kai Havertz. And as we've said, without Lukaku, without Werner, let's see what Thomas Tuchel is going to do here. It's Callum Hudson-Odoi who is coming on, and he's running over and taking up a position right in the middle. Front.
I think if I'm Callum Hudson-Odoi now, I'm running in behind, because if I'm being honest, I think Van Dijk looks slightly tired. If you watch for the second goal on Pulisic, I thought he wasn't, I don't know why he didn't go to him. He hasn't really recovered a bit.
Liverpool play back underway. Konate is back onto the field. So Liverpool given away to Salah near the edge of the area. Rudiger did well. He managed to work himself into a position there, slowed himself down. He was between the ball and Salah. There was contact, went down, won the free kick.
Yeah, he was smart and intelligent, and like you said, felt the contact. But like I said, Hudson-Odoi's gone into that number 9 position now, and I just think just keep spinning, because both Konate and Van Dijk will probably be retiring, and just stay in it, just hunt them down, put them under pressure. I'm not saying Van Dijk's a bad player, I'm really not, but he hasn't looked himself either today.
Been out with COVID recently, yeah. Karen, as Pulisic on the halfway line. Fabinho in with the challenge. He's sent flying. Pulisic, he sort of put his leg out there, and Pulisic went up and over it and down. It's a free kick, that's all. Fabinho not one of the players on a yellow card. Actually, I think we've had only 2 yellow cards, haven't we? And I think that's been an achievement in itself for Anthony Taylor, to produce only 2 yellow cards in this game.
Yeah, I was convinced after the first half it wouldn't be 11 v 11 with how fast-paced it was and attackers going in.
So we're into the last 10 minutes. Maybe they've just been setting themselves for a big final hurrah here. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2. Chelsea with a throw down the left. It's been taken in field, and Kovacic is tripped by Keita. He beat one man, shimmied his way around Keita. He was caught, and it's a free kick to Chelsea, left of centre, 25 yards out.
Do you know what that reminded me of? Another Chelsea player, now not here, used to do that all the time.
Eden Hazard.
Exactly, yes, thank God that you're on my wavelength there, because he used to come across and you're thinking, why is he going across, dribbling across the goal? Why is it? Because he knows the foul will win a free kick in the better area, and he used to do it time and time again, Eden Hazard here, and that's what Kovacic has done. And now you're looking at Mount over the ball and Alonso. It's a really good opportunity for Chelsea.
Did you see the replay of that on the screen? Was there enough in that for the free kick? Was there enough contact?
Yeah, I think there was. He done a double touch, Kovacic, and he was brought down. The referee was in a good position as well.
And he was wriggling and he was jiggling. But it's a free kick. Mount with the right foot is standing to the left of the ball. Alonso's there as well, but it is left of centre. It's going to be Mount, hits it into the wall, comes back to Mount, shoots again. Kelleher's able to go down, got a good sight of it and grasp it very well down to his right. I must say, having seen him today, Quiveen Kelleher, the Liverpool goalkeeper in the very early stages of his Liverpool career, played in 12 matches last season. This is his 4th this season. His handling is very secure. I hope I don't put the curse on him. Oxlade-Chamberlain, back to Keita, now the pass through for Mane, but Mendy, Chelsea's goalkeeper, is out. Gets a big round of applause from his manager Thomas Tuchel. Chelsea with Mount, played for Hudson-Odoi, who goes down. Referee says yes, he was shoved over. There was a hand in his back from Konate. It's a yellow card for the Liverpool central defender. Hudson-Odoi was running out towards the right hand side, went sprawling. It's a free kick and a yellow card.
That's it. Virgil van Dijk came out to try and press Mason Mount, and then it left a 1v1 situation there with Hudson-Odoi and Konate, and that was what I'm talking about. He's got to just keep running in behind because the gaps are going to appear, and Konate's just put a pressure on him, and it was a free kick and the right decision. But like I said, we know that the situation that the players have been in, there's definitely fatigue out there now, so the subs can really make a big impact with their energy and impetus for the remaining part of the game.
As I said, Chelsea are very effective from set pieces this season. The goals they've scored from corners, more than any other team in the Premier League coming into these matches. But this is a free kick from out on the right. Alonso is there, Mount is there as well with his delivery. Liverpool holding a line just inside the box. Alonso goes for goal, but that will not beat Kelleher like that, who is able to come across very coolly with his blonde hair flopping and just pat the ball down.
You're right, I know he's probably thinking at the end of the game they've conceded 2, but both fantastic goals, but he's been brilliant. You spoke about his handling, but I think his possession with his feet has been really good. He's been pressed at times, he's been calm, he's put himself under no pressure, he's been very, very good.
Rudiger gets up, wins the ball on the halfway line, bounces back into the centre circle. Thiago Silva's underneath that, volleyed forward by Alexander-Arnold, but Chelsea cheers because he sliced it straight out of play for a throw-in near the halfway line. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2. More Premier League commentary on 5 Live tomorrow from 5:30. Manchester United against Wolves. Test match special on air on Tuesday night. The series continues even though the Ashes have gone, so test match special for that. And then Chelsea-Tottenham Wednesday, Arsenal-Liverpool Thursday, and FA Cup commentaries on 5 Live Friday, Saturday, Sunday next weekend. Right, here we go towards the climax of this one. Pulisic across the edge of the box, bounces back to Pulisic inside the penalty area, still going. Red shirt's in there, he's forced back out wide. Mount with the cross, took a deflection. Van Dijk comes across, heads that away. Chelsea are back with it again on the right hand side. Azpilicueta will give it all the way back towards the halfway line. And if you've just joined us, Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton are standing by for your calls on the 606 phone in 08085 909 693. Rudiger fires the ball to the right hand side. Pulisic back to Kante then Pulisic again, allows the ball almost to roll to a stop, gives it to Azpilicueta, who receives it back again. Now Jorginho lifts one over the top into the area. Kante's got some space here. Kante pulls it down onto his left foot, then lifts it right across the edge of the penalty area. Kovacic takes this down. Jorginho is there, the penalty king. Now Rudiger to Alonso on the left flank. Hudson-Odoi looked offside. He's taken the ball down, running along the dead ball line. Kovacic joins him inside the box. Kovacic's shot, that blocked, bounces back to him. Hudson-Odoi again goes for the dead ball line, tries to chip it across, and then it's blocked behind for a corner. There is no offside flag. Corner stands, corner Chelsea.
And you can hear the crowd now. It's 5 minutes plus added time and this corner's coming in. And they get this winner that they need.
4 minutes to go. Chelsea putting pressure on. This corner is swung into the near post. Rudiger with the header, but it bounces wide. He was just moving away from the 6-yard box. A couple of Liverpool players going with him, tried to direct it into the bottom corner, but it bounced wide.
Yeah, look, he peeled off, and Van Dijk, Konate both challenging, but as you said, he's coming back, he's 8 yards out. It's a difficult one to try and get the power and direct it towards the goal.
So Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2. Liverpool send a long ball downfield, but Mendy is out of his penalty area, lifts that over the halfway line, and then Kovacic to Alonso on the left. Alonso back to Kovacic again. Chelsea are on top as we head towards the final minutes of this match. 2-2 remains the score. All 4 goals in the first half. Thrilling end of the first half when Chelsea came back from 2-0 down and actually very nearly went in ahead at the break. Rudiger still inside his own half, chips it forward. Kovacic takes that down brilliantly. Superb piece of skill from the former Real Madrid man. It was going past him and he stuck out a right foot and it almost stuck to it like glue. And now Chelsea change the point of attack to the right hand side. Pulisic is there. Pulisic chips it across. It's beyond Hudson-Odoi and Alexander-Arnold behind him hooked it away. Not out of play yet. Alonso has it on the left hand side. Jorginho at close quarters. Rudiger. Now Thiago Silva. Come on Chelsea, they shan't. They're trying to suck it in at the Matthew Harding stand end. Now to the right hand side, Pulisic, low ball across, that comes off Tsimikas, off the Liverpool left back, into all of those players under all of those spectators in the safe standing area, and they're clapping their hands, and it's a Chelsea corner.
Yeah, they're just overloading Liverpool down the flanks. Azpilicueta's really going forward and then finding Pulisic, so trying to get the crosses in. The same on the left hand side with Alonso as well.
Pressure on Kelleher. Alonso plays it in. Konate got his head to it for Liverpool in amongst a crowd of bodies. Liverpool clear through Alexander-Arnold, and Oxlade-Chamberlain couldn't take that ball in his stride, otherwise Liverpool might have been away on the counter-attack there.
It would have been if he got that ball. Oxlade-Chamberlain, they were 3v1, and not going to lie, I would fancy Liverpool in that to get the goal, but the touch wasn't quite there. Pass was a little bit heavy to him.
Oh, Mendy overhits that out of play, so it's a throw-in for Liverpool halfway inside their own half.
The fact that Liverpool are just being really slow to take this throw-in kind of says it all, really. Yeah, I think so.
Producer George Cummins, our interview man, is just set off down the steps with his big brown suitcase. It's like he's heading off to Majorca for his holidays, but he'll be bringing you interviews during 6:06 with the managers and the players. And Liverpool now making their third change, and it is Sadio Mane, so that's it until he comes back from Senegal's adventure at the Africa Cup of Nations. And Curtis Jones makes his recovery. He's been one of the players out with COVID, not played since October actually, because he had an injury as well. So welcome back for Liverpool to Curtis Jones. And Oxlade-Chamberlain playing the ball to the right hand side. Actually now a Liverpool winner would be quite a surprise from a position at one stage in the first half where they looked so comfortable. Alexander-Arnold out on the far side. Alexander-Arnold turns back towards the halfway line. This scoreline is exactly what Manchester City would have wanted from this game, a point apiece, strengthening their position. Neither of their closest pursuers getting too close. Here's Jones on the left hand side. It's not over yet though, 4 minutes of added time. We're into that. Keita 25 yards out, step over from him to Swell to work it through into the penalty area to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now back to Henderson to the left hand side to Jones. Liverpool have got plenty of red shirts forward here on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area in front of the Shed stand. Tsimikas gets away down the left hand side, pulls it across, comes off Thiago Silva and then is sliced away by Pulisic. It's a Liverpool corner. Listen to their supporters down in that section of the stadium. Corner for Liverpool. This would be quite a victory if Liverpool were able to snatch it. Tsimikas to the near post with the corner. Poor, easily headed away by
delivery. When you just need to be calm, get your delivery right. Not good enough there. He did brilliantly to win the corner. Just take that breather and get your set play right.
He's slotted in pretty well, hasn't he, for Andy Robertson during the suspension, but with Robertson's delivery, you would have expected better than that. But listen, that's one corner. Tsimikas taking the throw now down the line, and Tsimikas wins a throw-in off Kante. What have we had? A minute and a half of the 4. Lines open for 6:06. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton waiting for your calls on 08 085 909 693. Alexander Arnold playing the ball over the top through the middle, comes off the chest of Aspilicueta, running back at his own goalkeeper. Must have taken him around about the throat, that, but
it looked so unorthodox, didn't it?
Throated it back to goalkeeper Mendy. Well played, Aspilicueta, very calm. And then that's a poor ball forward from Jorginho, just gave possession back to Liverpool. We're in the 3rd minute of added time now. You can hear the bucket seats turning up as some Chelsea fans are just heading towards the exits and thinking that it is going to be a point apiece. Great entertainment, particularly in the first half, Karen.
Yeah, look, the tempo has definitely dropped the second half, and I actually think Chelsea have been the better in the second half. Liverpool have been sloppy at times, but in the way they're moving it now, it seems like they're happy with the point. But
Liverpool with Alexander Arnold forward towards Salah. Henderson bounced a little short for him. Rudiger has to stretch for it with his left foot and then hike it out for a throw. So it's a Liverpool throw level with the edge of the Chelsea box. Liverpool just quietly turning up the pressure as we head towards the final seconds. Liverpool with Henderson into the penalty area, bounced up, hit him perhaps on his arm, but in any case it bounced behind, and it's a goal kick to Chelsea, and we're in the 4th and final minute of added time. Thomas Tuchel is saying, come on, get on with it. He's thinking that they could snatch this, and clearly, obviously, they will have come into this feeling, both teams, 2nd place Chelsea and 3rd place Liverpool, with Manchester City so far in front, that they just had to win this game, and it looks as though it's going to be a point apiece. And Pep will be smirking and happy, watching from afar. Manchester City, who play once in the next fortnight with Chelsea and Liverpool, with all of their Carabao Cup semi-final commitments. Van Dijk, this could be the final attack. Van Dijk through to Jones. Jones turns against Kante, then plays it to Tsimikas. Tsimikas with a cross, came off Pulisic, only half cleared. Keita with a little header, but then Thiago Silva steps in and clears, and that is the final action of the match. And what a match! Second half didn't quite hit the heights of the first, but the heights of the first, Karen Carney, were lofty.
Wow, and you're just looking at all the players now, literally hands on their knees, all bent over. They've given absolutely everything. Even Mendy sat down. Everyone is absolutely exhausted. They've all put in their shift. It was a spectacular first half. Goals, energy, it had everything. The second half, of course, it's going to fizzle out. It was just who's going to have that bit of magic, who's going to have that brilliance. And I thought second half I felt Chelsea with a better team, and maybe there's been situations within both dressing rooms. Fatigue did set in, but I wasn't really convinced who was going to go on and get that winner. And look, it's a point's not good for either team really, and as you said throughout the last 10 minutes of commentary, City will be watching this thinking thank you very much.
Yeah, at the end it's another draw for Chelsea, isn't it? That's 5 draws in their last 6 home Premier League matches. Both matches between Liverpool and Chelsea in the Premier League this season have finished as draws after that. And for Liverpool, it's 4 matches without a win in all competitions. And I mean, it's swung one way and the other. But Manchester City, the big winners, and with now, what is it? It's a 10-point lead. Yeah, looks almost impressive.
Yeah, it's now for these teams, it's about making sure they don't get hunted from other people behind them. And look, it was a brilliant game today. I think no one's catching Manchester City the way it's going, and I think both sets of teams know that. They're both going to their supporters and clapping them, and rightly so, and they're getting the applauses back because it was just such a great game. But Liverpool weren't at their best. I thought their turnovers were poor, and just two individual moments of brilliance that got them the 2-0 lead, and then just didn't manage the game very well then towards the latter period. But credit to Chelsea coming back into it.
Great, thank you, Karen Carney. I will see you back here Wednesday night for the first leg of the semi-final. Great New Year's entertainment here at Stamford Bridge. It's finished Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2, after Liverpool were 2-0 up and Chelsea coming back so thrillingly before half-time. But so much to talk about from this one, and you can talk about it now on 606 with Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage.